everyone. Welcome. It's been a couple of weeks. Sorry. This is Flosstube 98, right? I think. I have my calendar here because it's been 3 weeks since I recorded. So, if you are new here, welcome. Thanks for checking my channel out. This is a channel that is apparently going to have some dog interruptions. Mostly about cross stitch. Sometimes there's knitting or quilting. And it's been 3 weeks because we have been super ridiculously busy. I did not realize that fall was going to be quite so busy for us. So let's see. The last time I saw you guys, I recorded the day before we left to surprise our kids, and we went to Tennessee. They did, of course, lots of questions on the way down because we gave them no information. We packed all their stuff while they were at swim, and that morning we were like, all right, let's go. And my son was like, are you going to work early? And I go, no, I'm not working today. He's like, oh, okay. And then they realized that we started taking like a couple of pillows so that if they wanted to sleep in the van, they could just, lay on a pillow. So yeah, we get in the van, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, where are we going? Oh, we're not telling. You're just gonna figure it out on your own. So they were excited. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't take the dogs, only because for Bella, she was amazing on the way down. She if it's your first time here, we have 2 dogs. Bella is about 3.5, and Roscoe is knocking stuff over. He's like 2. So Bella's an amazing car rider. She just laid in the backseat in the van. Good. Just went with the flow. Roscoe was an anxious, like, Looney Tune the whole way down. Nudging our elbows, like getting in our face. What do you do? Where are we going? How come we're not there yet? He was so annoying. And he's kind of annoying right now. But on the way back, he was much better on the way back. But he loved going for walks. Where our cabin was, and I'll pop a couple pictures in of stuff that we did. Obviously the mountains are very vertical. So when we would go take the dogs for a walk, lots of hills to walk up and down, which was totally fine with me because it was like free exercise. So he's playing with the cat right now. Sorry, slight distraction. So our cabin was amazing. We definitely unplugged. We did not watch TV. The boys played video games a tiny bit, but mostly it was, we were on the go. We did a whole bunch of different sightseeing things. We took a hike. I think we went maybe 2 miles. It wasn't very far, mainly because Bella, she has hip dysplasia, and obviously she's still a really young dog, but it's not so great for her to, she gets pretty sore and limpy pretty fast. So Roscoe loved it. He didn't love the mountain streams like Bella loved the mountain streams. She was like in up to her belly drinking water every single time she could get anywhere near it. We did see a baby bear. I didn't get a picture of it. I think my husband did, but it would have been really hard to see anyway. It was up in a tree. No big bears, and no one got close to the tree that the bear was in. So, at least we were hiking around in the national forest with some smart people who didn't try and go, pet the bear. So for dinner on Saturday, oh, by the way, we found this amazing pizza place, and I can't remember what it was called now, but it's a chain that's in Pigeon Forge, and it was really good pizza because we were pretty tired when we got down there. We dropped the dogs off and then went back into town. But Saturday night we went to the Pirates Voyage dinner show. And I'm not kidding you. The food was amazing, for starters. If you ever get a chance to go, the soup is amazing. And you can actually buy the soup mix. And I may have to get online and try and do that because it was so good. But Evan, so this is what he looked like after he had his makeup done and got all of his souvenirs. And now the cat is chasing the dog. He sat there with his mouth open, just in awe, the entire show, watching the acrobatics, and there was a sea lion. Actually, I think there were 2 sea lions, and they had one, and then when they left and came back, I think it was the other one that came back, but it was just such a cool experience. And then this was Owen. I was surprised. I thought he was going to be like, oh, I'm 10. I'm too old to, get all dressed up. But, so he did it. And it was funny because my husband ended up wearing one of the earrings because Evan said it was too tight on his ear. And he looked like Blackbeard. So, my husband's got a very full beard. It's white except for right here. But, I mean, and he's shorn, very short. So if I find a picture of all of us, I'll stick it in there. But I can't. No, Roscoe, I don't need your baby. You just chew on your baby. Be a good dog. So yeah, we had a great time. We played cards. We went in the hot tub. We played Skip-Bo. What else did we play? We didn't take board games. It was all card games. Uno, Skip-Bo, and then we had a deck of cards and we played Rummy. I will say, though, on Saturday night, my husband and I decided... I don't think we decided. I think it just sort of happened. I drank a lot of wine. And I was not feeling great on Sunday morning when we had to get up and leave. But we had fun. We played Rummy, and I actually beat him for, like, the first time ever. So maybe it was the wine. I don't know. But so that was Tennessee weekend. Then the next weekend, my brother-in-law invited my husband and I to the Michigan State game in Ann Arbor. And so we drove to Grandma's house on Friday. And then the boys and the dogs hung out with her while we went to the game on Saturday. And it was a night game. So we went... I think it was we got there about 1 o'clock, tailgated for 6 hours or so, and then went and watched the game. And then we came back on Sunday. So really my weekends, there was no stitching. I mean, I don't think I stitched at all when we were at my mother-in-law's. I definitely did not stitch on the trip to Tennessee. I did knit when I was a passenger on the way down. I knit, so I'll show you guys that. But, like, no stitching. And then this past weekend, it was super nice outside. So we did some outside stuff. The dog is giving me puppy eyes now. He's like, why wouldn't you pet me? But yeah, the only stitching I really got done was stitching at work. And a little bit of stitching at night. So it has been 3 weeks though, so it will look like a lot. Just remember, this is not 1 week's worth of stitching. This is 3. So I want to start with something that's super cool. My 10-year-old Owen so at school they've been doing some different kind of projects with I know the one they're doing right now is Perseverance. And he had already gone through some of the other challenges that dealt with Perseverance. So one day his teacher, and I don't know if he ever told her that I cross stitch, But he had kind of mentioned once or twice that he'd like to learn how, but he didn't ever really seem serious. So his teacher taught him to cross stitch one day after school. And he said that he's doing, I think it's like it's got a little dog and it has a saying on it or something. And he said, you know, I really want to stitch something. And I said, well, what do you want to stitch? And he said, I really want to stitch the month. Kind of like I have done a few things that have like the month on it. So I said, well, you know what? Let's do this. I said, let's go down and look at my charts that I have. Pick something that I already have. I have such weird dogs. So, because I've got the supplies for him, I didn't need to buy anything. I said, and then if there's something that you really like as far as the months go, because the first thing that came to mind was Lizzie Kate. Lizzie Kate has amazing, simple patterns that are fantastic for kids. So I grabbed a couple of charts, and this was one of them. This is Lizzie Kate. It's Autumn Things. And so he decided that he wanted to do Welcome Fall. I was like, cool. I said, I don't have, because this is done on like a light mocha. I didn't have a 14 count Ada in this color. So I looked at the colors that are in the chart and I was like, well, you know, he can just use white. But I definitely wanted him to start, because I wasn't sure what he was using at school. But I knew for sure I wanted him to start with a 14 count. Just figured it'd be easier. So he started, and I just pulled the first color for him. I made him a copy of the chart so that he could highlight his stitches as he did them. And he is doing amazing. This is where he's at. I mean, you guys, he just like, he picked it up like not, I mean, he's figured it out that some of his X's are going the wrong way, but we chatted about that. And he's very conscious of making sure he's not wasting thread. That wasn't even something I ever said to him. He just wants to use every little bit. And I go, buddy, it's DMC. It is not expensive. It's okay if you know. So right now he's working on the leaf. And then this chart was supposed to have charms. And I don't know if the charms fell out. It had like 2 charms and a couple buttons. I don't know if they fell out or if this chart never had it, but I ordered this from 123 Stitch like 2 years ago probably. So I have to look around and see if I can find the, if not, maybe I can just find something that'll substitute. So I'm just so proud of him. He gets up in the morning and he's like, I'm gonna stitch. And last night after dinner he stitched all of fall. He's just rocking it. And he's, you know, he's done a little bit every day, but I'm just so proud of him. I got my little stitcher guy. So let me get all this stuff back in here. I gave him one of my bags so that he could keep it all together because, you know, we don't want lost needles. So Evan also decided that he wanted to stitch. So that was a little different because Owen had been shown the basics by his teacher, and he had spent a day with his teacher kind of figuring everything out. So this was the other chart. This is Tiny Tidings 21. And Evan decided that he wanted to do the Santa. So I did have an Ada that I found that he could use, and I had a little hoop. So I cut a little piece, and he did okay. He definitely got frustrated very quickly. This is hard, you know, things like that. And I was like, buddy, it's okay. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But he did get a tiny little bit done. So I apologize. I have no natural light because it gets dark at like 4:45 here already. So, yeah, he got a little bit of a start, and then he went to work on it the next morning, and he lost his needle. So there's a needle somewhere in my house. In the living room. Hopefully I vacuumed it up yesterday. That's my hope. Or it was magnetized enough from a needle minder that it is stuck to a piece of metal in the couch. So he did start. I need to give him another needle and put another needle minder on here because I don't know what happened to the one that was on here. So, and he's 9. So I don't think this is something that he's going to stick with, but if I have to finish it, I'll finish it. I mean, these are adorable. They're super cute. So, yeah, so I have 1 for sure, possibly 2 kids that stitch, which I think is awesome. Okay, so that was my kids stitching. I have a whole bunch of stuff, I feel like. Thankfully, I have this handy dandy. This is just a regular planner, but I track all of my stitching in it. And so I have a project that I finished in the last 3 weeks and fully finished. So this is Tea Time by Mill Hill. Here is where it was before. And here it is all finished and beaded and framed. This is one of the Mill Hill frames. I just love this. I wonder if my light is too bright. Let's see. Maybe that'll work better. So I finished all the stitching and then did all the beads and the button. And then I put it in this red frame like it was on the chart. This is literally the only thing I worked on at work until it was done. And this is hanging out in my kitchen right now. I have it in a place where it can't get like splattered by food or water or anything like that. So, yeah. Who am I finishing stuff? Really, Bella? Bella. She's very silly. She likes to think that someone's here when someone's not here. Like, there's literally no one here. My husband went to get the kids. Bella. What is you doing? No. Oh, and what I was going to say about my son is we ended up deciding on the Lizzie Kate Flippets. So he wanted to start with December so that he could have it done before December. So we got December and we got January. So he is very excited about these. And Roscoe's knocking my pillows on the floor. I'll need to get some fabric for him though, because there's white floss in both of these and I want to make sure that it shows up. I went through my fabric and I was organizing it the other day and I don't have a 14 or a 16 count Aida. I want him to be comfortable and with his X's and all of that stuff before I have him try like a 28 count Lugana. So I'll have to go get him some fabric probably, but that's not that big a deal. Okay, real quick, let me show you the knitting that I did. I took one project and it was my Peach Fuzz sweater by Melanie Berg. So I got quite a ways. Let me get this. I was able to get the entire first color done and I brought in my second color. This is really hard to do. So this is the top right here. And then this is where I was when you guys saw it last. So I got all of this knit. And I got that second color in there. So very excited. And I would love to show you the rest of my awesome little stitch markers from my Halloween countdown box. But my youngest decided to take it upon himself and open the last 5 boxes without telling me. And I found 2 under his pillow when I was stripping his bed to wash his sheets. And that made me come and look to make sure there weren't any missing. And 3. I'm missing 3. I have no idea what they were because the little slip of paper is gone. So yeah, I was pretty upset with him about that because I looked all over in his room. He cleaned his room this weekend and can't find them. So I don't know what happened to them. He swears that he didn't give them to anyone, but yeah, he stole my stuff. Go lay down, please. Go, please. I don't want your drool on my projects. Okay, I'm gonna switch a little bit. Sorry, switch a little bit. I have on my comfy clothes. So, whips. I have been working on quite a few different things. Okay, so the first, this is actually a new start. This is a Mill Hill Beaded Holiday. This is strictly beads. So I did the snow crystals set. I believe there were 6 of them. I did those January, February, maybe into March a little bit, the beginning of this year. And then I just started this one. Now these you can stitch twice and then attach them back to back, so it's like double-sided. I'm not going to do that. They're just going to get felt on the back. So I started this one day while I was waiting for the kids at swim. My thread and my needle are like, and so that's where I am. And I will say, I think I prefer the ones that have stitching and beads as opposed to just beads. I feel like the chart is easier to read. I don't know. Some of it was a little more difficult to figure out where the beads were supposed to go, like the bugle beads. So I started that one. And then, of course, this is my full coverage focus for this month. So this is Mini Autumn Cat Magic. My cat and my dog are playing again. Here's where it was before. And there's where we are now. So I definitely got quite a bit done. And you can see that I made it to the bottom. So I was working at first just right in here and brought it across a little bit and then finishing threads into the stump, and then I decided to come down on this side. And so it was funny, my 10-year-old saw the back of this and he goes, "Why does it look like that?" Because he saw all those threads everywhere. And I was like, well, those threads are going to get covered up as I stitch over them for blocks of color. But what I ended up doing last night and 2 nights ago, I guess it was last night and the night before, is all the colors that only had maybe like 200 or less stitches, I just grabbed those and finished them. So that's why, like, there's a little bit of an outline of the stump happening, and there's a few, like, you know, all the little colors in here. I want to do I was able to empty out like probably over half the colors in the box that I keep for this. I'm at like 67%, I think, for this chart. But there's a lot of black left. There's still over 2,000 stitches of black left. And I don't want to say that till the end, but I also don't want to stitch all black for the next like 2 weeks. So I figure if I do 6 strands of black and then work on a different color for a while, that will make it a little less boring. Black's no fun to stitch, in my opinion. It just, you know, I want to get into the good stuff, but really the border on this is not boring, like the background and the border, because there's a ton of leaves in here. And I loved doing the leaves that are like up in the corners up here and right. They're so much fun to do. So I'm excited. I think just the stump is probably going to be the most boring part, but there's a couple of leaves in front of the stump. So I'm super excited. I think I will definitely have this done next year. This will probably be my focus on a finish first next year. Kind of like I did with mini citrine. Wow. Okay. So that's mini Autumn Cat Magic. And then I pulled this one out after I finished the Mill Hill kit at work because I needed to take something that I was stitching in hand. So here is what this one looks like. This is Celebrate Christmas by Madame Chantilly. I'm sure you guys have all seen this before. I'm doing this on a 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana, and I have a color conversion for it that I pulled from my hand dyed. So here's what it looked like before, and there is where I am now. So I have gotten quite a bit done. Like a lot. I love it. So I don't have the very bottom of the tray done yet. I have 2 more rows to go on the very bottom of the tray. But it's just so much fun. My fabric's a little wrinkly. The only thing is, if you are going to do a color conversion like I did, I highly recommend getting 2 skeins of whatever you use for the red and 2 skeins of whatever you use for the dark green, because I ran out of dark green already. I'm using Classic Colorworks Mistletoe, so I had to order another skein, which is why there's only a half a leaf right here, because I ran out. And there's more of this green, the mitten, there's a few more like little skinny like branches that are in that green, and then the red, I am very close to running out, and there's still a few more just tiny little spots. Who knows, maybe I won't need the second skein of red. That one is Classic Colorworks Cupid, but I love it. And I'm not going to put Christmas at the bottom. I'm just going to finish with the tray. It's just going to be the tiered tray. And of course I haven't done the back stitching yet. So this one has been enjoyable to work at work. I don't know, just all of a sudden I was like, I want to work on Christmas at work. Even though I do have fall decor up for my office. Let's see. Then another one, I won't say the next one because I worked on these all just kind of randomly throughout the weeks. So, where'd my chart go? This is Fairy Autumn Glow from Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. And this is on a 16 count Beach Walk Ada. So you guys saw last time that her dress is completely done. So I pulled this out and was going to start working on her wings, but I decided, no, let's go ahead and do some skin. I did not do my skin 1/1. But I did, like, I took the clamp off of this so that it wasn't on the stitches while it was being stored. But I did get her skin done, and I started on one of her fairy wings. So her wings are definitely very solidly stitch heavy. Very stitch heavy. Her hair will be super easy, but that's it for her skin. Like, that's her face. Her face is very not detailed. So I'm excited about this. I did, of course, cut it a little close to the top, but I've checked it. It will fit. So yeah. Get those wings done. And then there's not that many beads on this. So beading should go quick. All right. So it's Fairy Autumn Glow. And then I did work on Cottage Garden Samplings, the Fox. I swear I'm going to finish this at some point. I started this in January last year. It is on a 40 count, no color name from Be Stitch Me. And I also did a color conversion for this one and just switched out the DMC, not all of it, some of the DMC for hand-dyed floss. And I love the way it's turning out. So here's where it was before. And this is 1 thread over 2 on 40 count. And there's where it is now. We're getting there. So I decided to kind of color complete on this one too. So the black is done. Both of the greens are done for the trees. And I think the white, no, the white's not done because there's a couple of snowflakes over here, I think. So, yeah, I love the way the colors are turning out. Like in the tail. Because this is a variegated. And I think that one is Coloring Cotton Maple Syrup. But I think that was originally DMC in here. Because I think there was only one burnt orange and chalk were the two Gentle Art threads that were used in this. I'm just using DMC for the white. I believe. Oh no, I lied. I am not. I'm using a limited edition that doesn't have a name from Coloring Cotton. But then I chose glazed carrots for the fox's body. And then my greens are a Classic Colorworks Balsam Fir and Coloring Cotton Lima Bean. Now, Lima Bean does not show up super well on camera. I guess you can see it okay. But I will be hanging on to these colors because I did get, this is haul, sorry, but I did get the reindeer. So I'm going to check and see what colors are used on here, and I am going to possibly use the same or very close to colors. So the trees will stay the same on both of these. And then the color of the cabin will be the same colors as this one so that they go together, because I will hang them. It'll be on this other side of the fabric. They will hang near each other. So I'm very excited. So now I'm going to put the reindeer in with the fox. And I will start the reindeer as soon as the fox is done. I'm loving it. I want it done, but I really enjoy stitching it. But I also can't stitch it when I have my contacts in because I can't see the bowls very well. So. Ugh. Getting older. I'll tell you. Okay, and then the last one I worked on Okay, I can't take this out because the bag is too small for the chart, but this is Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Mathews. And here is where I was before. I can't remember if I showed this last time or if I had even worked on it at all last time, but I've made some progress. So here's where I am now. Ooh, if you heard that, that was my stomach growling, sorry. Okay, so you'll notice, let me do this. Okay, so at the bottom, it should say All Hallows Eve. But I am not, why is this being so stubborn? Stop being stubborn. There we go. I am not, there. This is so difficult, right? I am not doing All Hallows Eve. What I did is just did the chains in between each pumpkin and then did the bottom border. So, I am loving the colors. These are all Victorian Motto floss. This is on Vanilla Latte, I think, from Bestitch Me. Yep, it's a 32 count. And this is Classic Colorworks. I forgot which color. Black coffee. I don't drink coffee. That's probably why I forgot. So these are all Victorian Motto floss. I did get I believe it was one of the autumn packs last year when I purchased this. I got it from off their Etsy. Victorian Motto flosses you can only find through them on Etsy. She does not sell on her website anymore, so it's definitely 100% more reliable than it was last time. So I had only done this motif in yellow. As I was stitching the rest of it, I'm like, gosh, it seems kind of bright. So I ordered more floss. And it was the Halloween Classics pack. And I found a better yellow. So I ripped out that motif, restitched it in this, and I like it a lot better. And actually the next pumpkin that's right here is giant yellow pumpkin. So I love it. I think it looks amazing. The colors, we'll see if I can get close enough so you can see the color variegation in it, but I just love the way the colors are looking. I love it. Very excited about it. So that's Quaker Pumpkins. So those are all of my whips. And quickly, I have a giveaway. Because I got my Just Cross Stitch magazine. And so when I got it, I flipped through and I marked off two things. Oh, this is why I marked this one off. So Lisa Berberette of Happy Cat Stitchery originally is a punch needle designer in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Well, she started dabbling in cross stitch and she has a cross stitch pattern in Just Cross Stitch magazine. Congrats, Lisa. She's not made a Flosstube in a while, but I think it's amazing that she is in Just Cross Stitch. I did find this that I thought was super cool. Snowflake. It's called Elegant Snowflake. It is very, very pretty. I don't think I'd ever stitch it, but it's very pretty. Otherwise, there's not anything in here that I'm going to stitch, so I'm going to give it away. So, if you would like this Just Cross Stitch magazine, just say the word festive. Most of what we talked about was autumn stuff, so festive, that's the one right there. That's the word. You'll have a week, and then, you know, I'll draw for it. Okay, so I did get this Halloween Classics from Victorian Motto. I'm not going to pull them all out of here because they're kind of a pain to get back in, but there's some great colors in here. And this was the other, actually these two are from Stitchy Stuff. And I ordered 2 because it was kind of hard to tell on which one would look better. But I ended up going with another Victorian Motto, but those are the 2. It's Butterscotch and Marigold. But they're very pretty, like, gold. They're very close in color. This one's a hair darker. So those will be going into my stash. And be used on some project at some point, sometime. So I just got my November threads from Color and Cotton today. I do the all colors 10 skein. So if you don't want to see those, look away. So I'm going to show them real quick. Okay? Close your eyes. There's the 10. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay, you can look again. Alright, so those were the flosses that I got. I did get, I can't remember which was which, but I got 2 fabrics of the month that I have not showed you yet. Both from Be Stitch Me. So I think one was October and one was maybe September. But this one is Sand Dollar. And I love, there's no way it's going to be so blown out. I love Sand Dollar. I think it's amazing. And these are 32 count Lugana. And then this one is Whimsical. I feel like I need to find a Christmas piece to stitch on this. Or a like wintry Barbara Anna piece. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3 stitch. I decided to try 2 Belfast linen. This one is 32 count Over the Moon. And it's definitely like a silvery gray color. And this one is 32 count Boardwalk. So I'll try those 2. And then Fat Quarter Shop had this on sale and I was like, what? This is Fiber on a Whim. 32 count, or no, 36 count in Cypress. I mean, seriously. I have not ever used a 36 count linen, so this will be a first for me. But I couldn't resist this color when I saw that they had a bunch of stuff on sale. I mean, yes, please. Oh, and 1, 2, 3 Stitch carries fabric now. And they had some of the Christmas Eve fabric from Lella Boutique. And I was like, yes, please. The stripes is perfect because it's like a great inside of a project bag, or I don't even know. I just had to have it. So yeah, if you need quilting fabric, you can check 1, 2, 3 Stitch. And then this is Merry Little Christmas Wovens from Bonnie and Camille. I got a charm pack and I am loving the colors. And I think I'm just going to find a small charm pack pattern. I've never worked with wovens before. So I'm going to find something fairly simple so I can kind of get the hang of sewing with wovens. I've had a very strong urge to quilt. So I've been kind of trying to organize a little bit. I have stuff that I'm going to post over on Willow Spring Co. on Instagram for sale. I have 3 sew sampler boxes that are going to go for sale. I have some yarn, some other fabric. I want to simplify what's down there. And that means not hanging on to stuff that I may never use. So, and as I'm showing you my haul, here's some more cross stitch patterns. These are actually kits that I got off of Satsuma Street's website. Super fast shipping. Love them. Now, they have other ornaments, but these are the 2 that I absolutely love. Here are, I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but here are the other ones. And I like them. But I love these two. These are the two that I want to stitch and put on my tree. So also, it was funny, I was watching Laura from Lala D Stitches, and she had mentioned that she had just purchased Satsuma Street's chart called Deck the Halls. And I was like, how funny, because I ordered that last week. I want to do this so bad. I don't know if I have a piece of fabric big enough. I need to check the specs. But I think what I'm going to do, instead of using, I'm sure it calls for all DMC, I think what I'm going to do is pull from my stash, like hand-dyed maybe. I mean, and if I can't come up with a good conversion, I'll just use the DMC because I love the colors in this. I mean, they're just bright and awesome, and I want all of my Christmas decorations to be in these colors. I mean, that's not going to happen. My husband's not going to be like, sure, let me go ahead and just get rid of all of our Christmas decorations so you can have pinks and bright reds and teals and greens. Yeah. But I do want to start this in December, so I need to check my fabrics. I can't remember if I showed you guys this or not, but this is Antique Cats and Crowns from Shakespeare's Peddler. I actually have 3 of the other charts in this series, and this is the one that I did not realize existed until I saw it on 123 Stitch, and I was like, I need to have that. I need to stitch that. It will probably not be in the same colors as, because I did the other, I've done 2. I have 1 more to do, but I was using the same 3 colors for those 3 charts. This one will probably end up in different colors, which is totally fine. But okay, when I was in Tennessee, in Pigeon Forge, there's a cross-stitch store called Dixie Darlin'. Now, unfortunately, they're closing. The owner is retiring, and the store is going to close. If you live anywhere in the area, I believe they said that this was the month they were going to start marking stuff down. It was already very picked over because they've known they were going to close for a while, and they have not been ordering any new stock. So I did get, I love this. It's from Shepherd's Bush, and it's called Grins of Delight. And I just love it. Love it so much. They didn't have the button pack though, so I'm gonna have to check on 123 Stitch and see if I can get the button pack for it. But I will probably stitch this next year. I just loved it. I mean, I saw the model and instantly went looking for the chart. The models in there. Here's a couple of pictures that I took of the wall. If they had been selling models when I was there, I probably would have dropped a couple $100 on models. They were amazing. They also did all of their framing. So they had like unique mats that they had cut for specific projects. It was just so cool. And then I got a couple pieces of fabric. So this one is a 36 count Picture This Plus in Alchemy. And then I got a 32 count Picture This Plus, I'm gonna take these out, in Oaken. I've heard good things about this color. And then I couldn't resist these beautiful kitty scissors. There's kitties on them. So yeah, that was my souvenir shopping for myself, was Cross Stitch Store. And then the last thing I have is actually a quilting. It's my little box of figs from Fig Tree. And I got some stickers. Christmas goodies. So this is the pattern for the fabric that's in the box. And I would like to give this to someone that is going to just the pattern, not the fabric. I'm keeping the fabric. But this, let's see, you can use, well, I mean, really, it's just easier to, if you get this, if you decide you want it and you're the person that gets it, all the fabric requirements are on the back. But it's just not, it's not something I would normally quilt. So I think I'm going to find a different pattern for the fabrics that are in this box. But if you would like this, then say Cottage, because the name of this is called Christmas Cottage. So just say Cottage for this one. And her patterns are super detailed. If you have done like Fat Quarter Shop's patterns, those are super easy to read. These might be just a hair more difficult to read, but it's still not hard. It's just not like super duper easy. So this is the tea towel that came in the box. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet because I'm going to figure out where to put this that my husband and children will not wipe their grubby hands on. And then we got some ribbon from the Cinnamon and Cream collection. That's the reddish one. This is the green one. And then these are the 2 charm packs that came Christmas stitched. I'm super excited. I'm going to find a charm pack pattern for these. And then here are the accent fabrics that came with. And then, oh, background. And then we got this adorable little charm. And then a tin. And I love these tins because I can put stuff in it I don't want the cats to get into. So that was my little box of figs. And I did not sign up for next year because I have enough fabric to last me a lifetime. I do not need more fabric. But yeah, I am very excited about finding something to do with that fabric. So the only other thing I wanted to chat about was I worked downstairs on Monday, which is where my craft area is. And I did a lot of prepping for fully finishing because I have a lot of stuff that I would like to see displayed, but it's not going to happen if I don't finish it. So I have 10 projects that I have prepared to fully finish. So either I have like the wood piece that I'm going to put it on, or I know that I'm going to do a flat fold, something like that. All stacked up. Everything is ironed, ready to go. I just need to, have a day where I can just go downstairs and just do it. Maybe I'll do that on my birthday. So my birthday is this Saturday. And I started thinking today that I probably will have a birthday start, but I have no idea what it is. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do this year. 2 years ago, I did Woodland Wonder. And I didn't do one last year because I had done Woodland Wonder and I hadn't finished it yet. So I don't know what I want to do yet this year. But I also went to town on a bunch of these snow crystal ornaments. So all I did was, so far I've cut out 3.5 of them. So these are the snow crystals. I haven't attached the little doodad thingy at the bottom yet because they need to be cut out first. So I've cut out 3.5. So I have 2.5 to go. I think there are 6 in here. So that's what I started, and I already bought felt to go on the backs. So also preparing to finish these because I would like to get these done, and I kind of want to find like a skinny piece that has just hooks on it, or maybe I can make something to hang them off of instead of hanging them on the tree. I have enough ornaments. I do not need to be making stuff that hangs on my tree because I have ornaments from, my uncle started buying me Hallmark keepsake ornaments when I was born. So I have one for every year of my life. And then my mom continued the tradition when my uncle went blind and he couldn't see to choose the ornaments. So she continued it. And then when my husband and I got married, I started getting us an ornament for each year. And my mom continued. So I have a lot of ornaments. I'm going to be 43 on Saturday. And I don't just have 43. Quite a few more than that. I also started the tradition with my kids. So they also have an ornament from my mom and from me. Yeah. We have 2 Christmas trees. So, that's all I have. It's a lot. This is almost an hour long. Hopefully I remember to show you all the before pictures. My feet are now fully asleep from sitting cross-legged. And, one of the challenges, by the way, that was another thing. So, I am part of Sane Stitchers and No New Starts. Sane Stitchers has a challenge that is called Black Friday Brawl. Not bra, but brawl. It is so much fun. All you have to do is stitch more than someone else and you get to steal a shopping bag from them. And I'm having a ton of fun with it. Now yesterday the day before. I stitched like 139 stitches because I was downstairs working. After work, I was downstairs. So I still managed to find someone that stitched less than me so I could snag a bag from them. But it's so much fun. I'm just like completely addicted to trying to outstitch everybody. But No New Starts changed their group name to WIP Warriors. So they are currently accepting new members up until the end of the year. If you would like to join what used to be No New Starts is now WIP Warriors. It's just because the challenge isn't just No New Starts anymore. They're going to do a couple of different... It's still based off of working on your WIPs. It's not a group if you just want to start all the things. But that's an option. It's really having challenges and different things to get you to work on your WIPs. So if you want to join, look for WIP Warriors on Facebook. And then the road trip is also open. So that used to be No New Starts road trip. And now it is... They just renamed it. But I know it's like WIP Warriors something 2023. But I will link those below so that you can join those if you would like. Now, you have to be active in the group or, bye. Because that's the whole point, is to work on your WIPs, to show your progress. And, it's not a group to just like lurk in. It's so much fun seeing the progress that people make. So, the challenges are fantastic. If you like Sane Stitchers, then you'll like WIP Warriors. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so Cottage, Festive. Okay? Those are the two. I'll let you guys know on Instagram if I decide on a birthday start. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, and by the way, my WIP Go is Quaker Pumpkins, just 2,000 stitches, which I've already done. And then Mini Autumn Cat Magic, 2,000 stitches, which I've already done. So my WIP Goes are done for this month. Yay! So that's all I have. This is, look at that, 1 hour video. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, floss conversion questions, whatever, you just drop me a comment down below. Or if you just want to say hi, just say hi in the comments below. That's fantastic too. So I will see all of you next week, hopefully. Hopefully I don't get sidetracked and, you know, miss out again. But that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.